The reason we're talking about this is because the first public speech from the new Governor of the Bank of England, Mark Carney, is happening today. He's not doing it in London. He's not. He's coming here. He's coming to Nottingham to do it. Mark Carney came last month to the Bank of England, and earlier this month he announced plans not to raise interest rates until 750,000 new jobs have been created. He's expected to reaffirm that plan later when he addresses business leaders here in Nottingham at the East Midlands Conference Centre. One of them who'll be listening is Simon Gray, a founding director at Cherry Professional, a Beeston-based recruitment agency. Good morning,
Good
Simon.
morning.
Thanks for coming in.
That's okay.
You excited to see him?
Absolutely. It really is the hottest ticket in town today. There's a real buzz amongst the business community, and I can't wait to get there.
So chuffed that he's in Nottingham.
Definitely.
Not
definitely.
in the capital.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it puts Nottingham on the map, doesn't it, outside of London? I was interviewing last week in London, and people don't know where Nottingham is, but they do today.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's
hope he does.
Yes.
As he finds his way. What do you want to hear from him?
I think I'd like more clarity on his forward guidance policies, which he's saying he's going to keep his interest rates at 0.5%. The markets don't really believe it, and I'm not sure I believe it with inflation where it currently is. So just some backing as to what might happen if inflation doesn't come down.
OK, so you think that's a danger?
Yeah.
Inflation going up? That's what you're worried about?
Inflation's at, I think, 2.8% currently. And if inflation doesn't come below 2.5%, there's this knockout that says they can raise interest rates, but to what level? OK, so are you going to get a chance to quiz him, to grill him a little bit, do you think? I don't know. If I run up to the front, possibly. I'll see, I might get thrown out there. I'll see if I can ask him a question, but I think there's a lot of press there that will probably get to jump in first. And
what would you like to ask him? What do you really want to know?
I think it's really brave that he's given a fixed rate of 0.5%. So I would like to ask him, if it's not 0.5%, what is it? And when does he think that might move? Because I may not look it, but I'm old enough to remember 15% interest rates, and that's a scary prospect for businesses and for homeowners. So I think some certainty around that would be really, really useful.
Interesting email coming from Alan in Arnold. Morning, Alan. He says, I'm glad to hear small business owners are getting to meet the new Bank Governor, Mark Carney. As a small business owner and member of the Federation of Small Business Organisation, I can confirm we are being starved of financing from the banks, which continue to hoard their funding. That's a good term. This said, I'm worried about the announcement that he's linking the interest rate freeze to the employment figures, because he says this is reliant on the figures being honest and not falsified by the government, continually reclassifying the unemployed. They don't count the number of jobs, they count the number of unemployment benefit claimants, and these are being unfairly removed from qualification. Which is interesting, isn't it? How you judge that, how you judge the jobs. Lies,
damn lies, and statistics, I think is the phrase. But it's what the government seems to be trying to do is to push responsibility for employment to SME business owners, and that's linked to funding. But the gentleman who's emailed in is absolutely right. I think the British Bankers Association have released figures that show in the last 3 months the lending to small businesses has actually dropped, which is not what it's supposed to be doing.
Thanks for joining us.
That's okay,
I hope you have
my
a
pleasure.
good time. Maybe you have a good dinner as well.
Thank you.
Because they are feeding you, aren't they?
I hope so.
Yeah, the food's generally good at the East Midlands Conference Centre, I think. So exciting times, really. Big deal for Nottingham, big deal for business in the city centre as Nottinghamshire. The Bank of England's new Governor, Mark Carney. It's a first. It's his first public speech. It's here in Nottingham.